This is an introduction and tutorial for how to use the MeasureMap, the built-in Autobidder MeasureMap tool, in order to get an accurate measurement for your calculations. So in this example, I will be showing you how to use the area measurement as well as the linear feet or meter measurement as well. So to do this, I figured the best way to show you would be with holiday light installation, and we'll go with house washing. Those are two of the most common services people use Autobidder for, so I figured that would be the best to show you in the example. All right, so we've got our standard Autobidder form. We've got a guide video turned on for holiday lights, but you'll see here we've got the MeasureMap option. Now in this example, I'll be using the linear feet option because for holiday lights, one of the question inputs is linear feet of lights. So let's go ahead and just do this as if we were a customer trying to measure our own property. So I'm going to enter just a random address here, and then I'll see if I can find a decent residential property to test this out on. So pretty simple. I'm going to see if I can find one that's a bit more complex with different angles and whatnot. Just that way, cover more ground. All right, so we go out here. Okay, perfect. So now we've got a slightly more complex house, right? You see what I mean with all these different options, different angles and whatnot. So now, in order to measure the linear feet, you're going to want to click right here where it says draw line. Now, I will say this is much easier to do on a computer than on a phone, so just keep that in mind. You can do this on a phone, it's just a bit harder. And what I'm going to do is switch it to 3D. Now, you can really play around with this quite a bit to get it how you want it, but let's just say I like to do 3D mode. You don't always have that access, so just keep that in mind. And when you want to draw a line, all you do is start at one point and then click your second point, and then when you want to click out of it and end the line, then you just click in this final point. So that first one is about 44 feet. I'll measure from here to here, click out of it. That one's about 17 feet, so let's say you want lights from there to there. Let's say you want lights from there to there. Okay, and then maybe this is the nice thing about the 3D view. Now when you do that, it makes the lines look really weird, but don't worry, it's still saved in the right spot. Just leave it how it is, even though when you switch the angle, it kind of looks all messed up. Let's say you wanted to add some lights. We'll leave the backside empty. But let's say maybe you wanted to add some lights that run from here to here, and then I'll close out of that. And now maybe you wanted to add some lights that run from the top of the roof line, and maybe from this roof line to here, and then maybe the dormers. So we'll measure each of these. Go from there to there, from there to there. Okay. And like I said, it looks a little wacky when you switch it up, but you'd obviously just keep that in mind. Now you could go as far as measuring windows and stuff like that as well, but I'll just keep this simple. So we're looking at, based on what I just drew, we're looking at about 250 feet of line. So generally they say you want to round up 10. So whatever your measurement is, just add 10 to it. So this is 250, so I'll just add 260. And which I guess we'll just complete the form just since we've gone this far. Let's say if the customer did want a driveway, though, we could also measure the driveway. It looks like, they do have a driveway, it looks like. So let's measure. Okay. So we got 250. Once you get that measurement, you can just clear that out. And now let's say, because we also want to measure, let's say they want a driveway and a walkway. And then, I don't know, let's just say, do they have any trees? Yeah, I guess they do. Maybe they do want one tree. And then bushes. Yeah, they have a lot of bushes, so let's turn bushes on. So they're going all out on this example, okay? Let's see, where was I? Oh, I lost, okay. Oh, no, I lost it. Okay, well, I'll just finish this example up because I lost that address. So we'll turn those off. Let's say, they have about 6 bushes, full coverage. Say want a full wrap. How many trees? Let's say 2. Looked like there was one peak. Does your house have dormers? Yes, it did have dormers, and it had 2 dormers. Average tree height, 10 to 20 feet. Okay, now I'll get into the house wash example. So that was for holiday light installation. Now let's try it for house washing again. Let's enter a random address. Now for house washing, a lot of people use square footage for the measurement. So I just want to show you how to do that. So last time we went draw line. In this case, you just wanted to click draw area. And so a lot of times you can get by with 3D view, but I prefer to go with 2D view straight up and down if possible, and then just draw it out this way. And then basically we're just going to put a point at each of the corners. Now when you get a section like this, sometimes it's easier to just, because it's going to kind of do that with you. So it's a little bit tricky to work with there. It could be updated a little bit, but here we're looking at around 2,100 square feet, and then that was a split level house. It looked like vinyl / aluminum siding. And here, let's go to 3D view just to get a better look at. Yeah, I would consider that split level. And yeah, it looks like vinyl, but brick on the front. Let's say it's a full house wash. And actually, was that a walkout basement? Kind of looked like it. It kind of does look like a walkout basement. So I'll say, yes, walkout basement. Or do they have a front porch? So at the basement. Let's say there's no to the front porch. Or I guess it was a stoop. So yeah, we'll say stoop. Walkout basement, yes. Single family house. Okay, cool. So that was just a brief demo as to how you would use the MeasureMap tool in your Autobidder bidding process. If you have any other questions, we'll have more videos and help articles on this specific subject. You can also contact support through the dashboard. Thanks. Have a great day.